When Dinesh Karthik called Chandrakant Pandit the Alex Ferguson of Indian domestic cricket, he wasn't kidding. That name holds true seeing what Pandit has managed as coach of Madhya Pradesh, which just won its maiden Ranji Trophy crown since making its debut in the tournament in the 1950-51 season.
So sir, as we just won our maiden Ranji Trophy title, will the intense Chandrakant Pandit sir will now smile or laugh tonight?
Yes, of course. Why not? Because after 23 years, that trophy, which I left it here, and I can see Bharat was standing there. That gives me a lot of memory when we lost the final here. And with God's blessings, we came back on the same ground to make the history, and which probably as a captain, I could not do it. That Aditya, you have done it, and I'm very, very proud about that. The entire Madhya Pradesh office bearer, the members, association, everybody who has contributed behind this success, I really thank them.
Pandit has enjoyed unprecedented success in domestic cricket, and perhaps it would be better suited to compare him with a new age genius football coach, Pep Guardiola, than the Manchester United legend. Sir Alex's triumph was in his continuous reinvention of the United team during his 27-year reign. Guardiola, a member of the Barcelona dream team in the 1990s, as a coach first guided his alma mater to glory and then repeated that story with Bayern Munich in Germany and Manchester City in the Premier League. Chandrakant Pandit's career path has been quite similar. A product of late Ramakant Achrekar's factory of shrewd cricketers, Pandit excelled as a typical Mumbai cricketer. Despite dominating the domestic circuit as a batter wicketkeeper, he never really cemented his place in the national setup. But post-retiring as a cricketer in the 2000-2001 season after a 2-decade-long career, Pandit finally found his true calling in coaching, and the results are for everyone to see. Over the last 2 decades, Pandit has been the head coach of 6 Ranji winning teams with 3 different state units. He has been at the forefront of leading the underdogs movement in the Ranji Trophy. Just like Guardiola, he tasted success with his home team, helping Mumbai win successive Ranji Trophy titles in 2002-03 and 2003-04. After sowing the seeds of success in Maharashtra, Rajasthan and then Kerala, Pandit then returned as Mumbai head coach to help the domestic giant lift its 41st title in the 2015-16 season. That season sort of revived the Pandit magic. Including the final, Pandit has now been involved in 5 out of the last 6 Ranji finals, and he's won 4 of those 5 finals, the rare loss coming in the 2016-17 final, which Mumbai lost to Gujarat. His legacy is underlined by the fact that after leading Vidarbha, which was for a very long time considered among the also-rans of domestic cricket, to successive titles in the 2017-18 and 2018-19 seasons, Pandit has sort of repeated the same thing with Vidarbha's neighbouring outfit Madhya Pradesh. Now, all of this somehow takes a backseat when you look at the sheer drama of the storyline this season. It was surreal to see Chandrakant Pandit at the helm of Madhya Pradesh's march to victory after he had failed to cross the line as Madhya Pradesh's captain in its only previous final in the 1998-99 season.
Satisfying in terms of, because this Madhya Pradesh had played the final 23 years back.
Correct.
And of course, that moment I was captain. The different team, different players were there. In fact, the players were very, strong enough to play that final.
Correct.
And that we have missed out. And that is one of the reasons that it's become a little more emotional towards this victory. I think these guys, 2 different generations we can call it, because we had Narendra Hirwani, Rajesh Chavan. These are the big people, big players were in the team. And it was, player like Bundela, player like JP Yadav, Amay Kurasia.
Yeah.
All these players were, strong enough to really play the finals. But unfortunately, we could not make it. But the team, emotional day came when we played or started the final this month.
Yeah.
And it was fortunately with God's grace, I can call it, and maybe, God really wanted us to win that trophy. So that was one of the reasons which we felt probably we are going back to the same stadium.
Yeah.
That was a little pairing kind of thing for us. And at the same time, there was some hoping that we will, fulfill our Madhya Pradesh dream to win the Ranji Trophy.
So, what makes Chandrakant Pandit click? Despite not holding any coaching certifications, he has embraced modern day techniques of analyzing the opposition to precision. That, however, doesn't take away from the fact that the 60-year-old is among the very few old-fashioned coaches who are still around in the domestic circuit. This is something that will immediately come through to you when you hear him explaining his coaching mantra.
It's very simple actually. I mean, it's not mantra, but of course every team, every player, every captain, every association would always like to win the trophy because that is what they play for, that is what they prepare for. But I think it's simple funda is that you never try to go above the game. And people keep talking about, because that is what I've learned from my legends earlier in the past. You never try to go above the game. Correct. Always to be, because the uncertainty in the game can always distract you and probably take you away from the situation which you are. Yeah. Maybe you can bounce back. Yeah. So that is most important for me, and of course I always followed the method of Mr. Ramakant Achrekar late, the Ashok Mankad. These are the people who have taught me, Pauli Umrigar late. Yeah. These are the people who have educated me in this game, towards this game, and that has helped me a lot. So carrying the same method from Achrekar sir, that is called discipline, and the other aspect as well. But at the same time, I will also give a little credit to even people who have worked before me, because they have also contributed to shape up the team. Correct. Or a player. That is like Sandeep Patil, who had gone earlier before me. And that kind of culture he has developed from Mumbai. And then Ashok Mankad was coach. So in two, they have inculcated that culture in two different capacity as a coach and captain. Right. And of course, I would also give credit to, there are certain coaches who have worked with the players. So that culture, and culture, when we're talking about the culture of Madhya Pradesh, if you're going back in the history, that Mustaq Ali ji, Chandu Sarote ji, C.K. Naidu. So that history also takes them forward, because they belong to that association, they belong to those players. Correct. In the past, and correct. They have done it. Yeah, correct. So it is a simple thing that I have to just follow the process. Yeah. Which is most important, I believe, and be calm and cool. Nothing getting excited for any situation, because our coaches have told us that till last ball you should not be celebrating anything, or maybe celebrating or enjoying yourself. Correct. Because the game keeps everyone at one path.
When Sportstar's photographer Emmanuel Yogini met Chandrakant Pandit to shoot photographs for the cover of this edition, which features Chandrakant Pandit and his achievement with the Madhya Pradesh team, Pandit was more than happy to oblige us with a number of very fascinating poses. As light-hearted as that is, when it comes to work with his team, he is perceived as a hard taskmaster, with very unique methods of preparation. He seeks full control over cricket affairs, and no selector or administrator has any say in the running of the team. He pushes players out of their comfort zone, at times even upsetting seniors. No one is bigger than the game, and no individual is more than the team, is his simple philosophy.
Very difficult for me to judge on myself, but I think what people may be judging, it's not me actually. I would put it the other way. I think the association was very much aware about the players who have played with me, or selection committee played with me. Correct. They're very much aware about my nature, and probably that they accepted from the day one. In fact, the secretary and office bearer have told me, and Sanjay Jagdali, they have told me that you have to take care of everything. Okay. And if you can assist us on that, apart from the Ranji Trophy team. So they knew about that. But of course they also knew, because when I played for Madhya Pradesh 6 years, they knew my nature very well. So I think they accepted from the day one, and they knew that he will be he's not a changed man, and probably he will go with the same flow as he had.
Correct.
Which is any coach or any captain would always like to do that. I'm not saying I'm the only coach for that.
Correct.
But every coach would be always having his process in that.
Yeah.
And that probably is working with me.
It's not easy to make smaller teams believe that they can win the Ranji Trophy, which is an ultimate prize for a domestic cricketer. What's even harder is converting that dream into a reality. Pandit has managed to do that not once but multiple times. But there is an element to that that's quite interesting as well. His knack of reassigning roles for the benefit of the team by optimizing a player's potential. With Madhya Pradesh, he promoted Venkatesh Iyer to open the innings in limited over formats, and Iyer is now playing international cricket. In Ranji Trophy, he switched Shubham Sharma's preferred batting position to number 3, and then asked Yash Dubey, a middle-order batter, to open the innings midway through the season. Where did that get him and the team? Sharma notched up 4 centuries while Dubey blunted Kerala to score a career-high 289 in a crucial league game, and then repeated his heroics with a patient 100 in that big final against Mumbai. Effectively, players have to surrender themselves to Pandit and his methods, be it training in the dead of the night amidst heavy rainfall in Indore, or even sharing a room with a teammate that the coach has assigned to you. Pandit is reputed to be a strict disciplinarian. If a player is found online after the lights off timing set by the coach, even now he's greeted with a tinge of flowery language in front of the whole group. More of the same follows if someone throws his wicket away or deviates from the devised plan. At the end of it all, for all the control, for all the discipline, and for all the coaching methodologies, Chandrakant Pandit sits on top of a very, very impressive resume. The debate about whether he's the Ferguson or Guardiola of Indian domestic cricket will linger on, but the man himself is least bothered about it. While he's possibly already planning Madhya Pradesh's title defence, Pandit is just happy to have made his revered guru proud.
That moment is always, every team celebrates and every team enjoys that.
Correct.
So who is the champion for this season?
Yeah.
So that sort of thing. And I've told players that everyone, let us first respect the game. I thank God the reason is because on the same ground he got us and handed over the trophy to Aditya after 23 years.
Yeah.
Then same dressing room I turn back and same dressing room I just namaskar karke.
Correct.
So वो एक चीज थी कि मतलब that was something which I missed out in the last 23 years.
Right.
So वो जो चीज थी, and then when I got boys together to tell them, you must have seen that their heads were down.
Yeah.
So it was salute to game and respect to the game.